What up, YouTube family, and welcome to This May Be Your Story reading. So, I am calling in new people who have never seen me before, because I feel like a lot of people could benefit from my content. And so, if this is finding you and you have never ever heard of me before, hey, my name is Paris, aka Elvira and Brightbat, and you can check out my links below where I have a spiritual podcast and I do many different channelings. I talk about my spiritual journey. I have a Patreon with exclusive content, horoscopes, and mid-monthly. So yeah, I don't want to spend too long on the intro. I love to get right into the messages. That's one thing you're gonna love about me. And also, it is for if existing tribe as well. If this is your story as well. But I don't even know the energy. We're just gonna hop in. It's a lot of gossip and chatter around this pal in particular. Not pal, this group. A lot of people are very, very envious of your success. And that is exactly why someone feels backed into a corner. You feel every time you post online, you want to take it down. There's a deep shame that's being played out by these people around you, being played out as being ostracized in some sort of way. And the way that you end that subconscious projection is by actually addressing the true trauma behind it. Don't just blame the people. Don't just curl up in a ball and get upset and trick yourself out of a chance to really use the mirror method and transform the way that you look at yourself. Because for this group, you're very, very, very attractive. I was just about to say, the Queen of Wands is a sexy mama, okay? That's a sexy mama. And you have always held your beauty in such a way that it almost strikes me as Princess Diana like, especially every time I see this card. But whenever her energy jumps out to me, it's like that's her saying, you guys embody like a very princess like quality about you. You're not like the average. You're like at your core, you're like an olden type of I don't want to say olden, but like how this is dressed. What's that era? Like the 1800s, like that regalness. That's what I'm trying to say. You have a regality to you. And I don't think that you have been made aware of just how it's like you can't. I've had this too where I try to really hone in to see how people see me, but I can't. And Spirit was always like, you're not supposed to see that. And I was like, what you mean by that? But it's something about you being not unaware to a point where it's like you're beating yourself up, of course, but just like you're allowing your heart to be open to the idea of and I mean more so people, like you show people that there's more to you than meets the eye than like just a pretty face, or like you're wise. And I feel like it's like pretty smart girl syndrome. It's like guys hate you, but they fetishize you. You probably deal with like hypersexual men, and they're probably like pretty boys too. But it's like the chocolate. I always say this. Sometimes pretty boys are like chocolate. the chocolate where you bite into it and it's actually the nasty ass filling, but you thought it was going to be like the crunchy peanuts or dark chocolate. No, it's that nasty orange filling. Like it's nothing there for you. That it's just, not only is it shocking, it's disgusting. Like it doesn't even go together, and sorry for those who like the sweet fruity flavored chocolate. I don't like that shit. I feel like that shit don't go together at all. But yeah, and it's this is why the reason that this is finding you is because literally right now you are giving too much of your power away to the fact that somebody has rejected you, maybe left you for somebody else, just ran off on you, ghosted you. And for a moment here, you're asking yourself, am I worth it? And Spirit is like, do not for a second let this false dark projection take over your life. Sometimes you got to take the people out of it and realize we're all just playing characters in each other's shows. Like we be getting scripts downloaded into our subconscious before we even meet certain people, even you. Okay, it's like you show up sometimes as certain energies within people's lives to trigger them, and you focus a lot on, this is my group where you're so pretty, where you're almost, or you're so modest to where you kind of miss out on really being able to utilize this pretty girl privilege. Okay. Pretty girl privilege is real, and you're about to start stepping into, yes, recognizing, because that's what I was trailing off, because Spirit was like, that's not how we wanted you to say it. Spirit is saying we do want you to be aware of how beautiful you are and use that to your advantage. Like some of you have like editorial model beauty. You have like exotic beauty. It's just like out of this world. And all you need is you already polished off. I feel like you have been working on yourself. Some of you have been eating better, writing more music, journaling, drawing. And people do recognize you, especially if you post on social media. People do take notice of your light. Look, I'm just seeing like people on their phones in their room looking at your content, absorbing your energy. Even if you don't really post like that, but I feel like I'm really talking to content creators. I feel like we need readers for content creators, because we be needing to look out for each other, especially us spiritual community artists. Those of you who have had famous past lives, maybe you were rock stars, people who were famous artists in a past life, Egyptian royalty. Yeah, but more so, this is a collective where you are an artist for sure. It's like you are somebody who is very creative, and you pave your own way artistically. You pave your own way, and I don't even think that you have been trying hard to get anybody's attention, and that's where you're being too modest comes up. Okay. Yeah, because I feel like it's coming from a very dark source. This feels like it goes all the way back to an ancient time period for some of you, where you were, I keep getting that word, ostracized in some way. Yeah, burned. You were probably burned at the stake for speaking your truth. Because you know, the story of Jesus and it being one person at that time, like they only did that to Jesus. No, that's an illusion. It happened to a lot of people. And when I dreamt, anybody who was following that energy was ostracized. Okay. I mean, I know that's known, but it's like it was just more brutal. I'm sure some of you know about that. Like there were even, we're going back to Atlantis cataclysm, and you being hijacked and forced to like reincarnate here over and over and over and over and over, like a lot of us. And then you have those of us who knew that that was going to happen, and it's a small percentage of people, but you guys came here essentially to rectify the planet, so you don't really have a hard time with holding psychic load. And it's really pouring here. It's raining. Yeah, I feel like this is like information. This is like a lot of information is going to be being poured into you, into your crown during this time. So if you can't sit still, you need to force yourself to sit still. You need some stillness. Yeah, because you have to clear your mind. There's a lot of like sword, but this sword energy is like clarity. It feels like clarity. Yeah, you need internal clarity. You need to be a clear channel at all times, so you can get the instructions on what you need to do next. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's where, let's see, is that all the messages? All right, so that's mainly what I'm getting for you guys. I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.